Everything's changing so fast. We started off this year, we were just making some lame jokes about seeing everything in 2020, how we were all going to have perfect vision. I had my speech where we all needed to wake up for the climate change crisis. I'm not sure we're seeing 2020 now, but we definitely have woken up. We realized that the world can change like that, and how fragile our world and society is. Can you believe it's still hard to find basic supplies in stores? Many people are cooking for themselves for the first time in a long time, and that's the real reason we're running out of toilet paper. I started the year resolved to fight climate change even harder than 2019, and then the pandemic happened. And obviously it's terrible, and I feel for everyone that's affected by this. My best friend is a nurse, and he's having to live separately from his wife and young kids, and it just sounds terrible in the hospitals right now. But in the worst storms, there's silver linings. And I see the silver lining in the storm can help us with the climate change crisis. Now, you might think I'm going to say the silver lining is the dropping pollution levels. So that's
Amazing.
what it looks like in Beijing before and after. And the pollution levels, and here's what it looks like from a satellite. It's just, and this is Italy. The purpose of fighting against climate change is to make a better place for us, our children and grandchildren. So coronavirus is not the solution, but it is important to look at the lessons this has taught us so that we don't have to go through all this suffering for naught. Speaking of suffering, I think we should have a moment of silence for all the people out there who have crappy roommates, but it was okay because they weren't going to spend that much time at home anyways. So what have we learned from this book? We've learned that our societies, our way of life, it's very vulnerable. But we've also learned that we can change. We've learned how important it is to listen to scientists and listening to the experts in a crisis. We've learned how dangerous it is to wait too long to act on the crisis before it's too late. But we've also seen that people can drastically change their habits and behaviors when they realize how dangerous the crisis is. Some good news. The past few days in the coronavirus fight, there's some signs that the infections are starting to slow down. Social distancing is starting to have an effect. The coronavirus has shown us that the human race is capable of coming together to reduce the impact of a crisis. And that's the biggest change that I notice, is that before this crisis, people thought climate change was too big of a problem to fix. Now we can see that it's not. And that's the change we need to keep, the change in mindset that says we can change the world, we can make the world a better place. Like everyone else, I can't wait for this pandemic to be far behind us. But the one change I want to keep from this whole episode is the change in mindset of being able to come together and have a positive impact. So let's fight the coronavirus and keep the change.